Hi guys, it's Carl here. So I'm going to talk to you about resolving conflict, and this is something I see so much with my clients: is friction and difficulties between with their parents, with their partners, or maybe even with their kids or colleagues that they work with. And we all have had difficulty with conflict. I don't know anyone who hasn't experienced it. For me personally, I had a lot of difficulties with very specific relationships. There was lots of rows, and we really found there was a miscommunications at different points. And it wasn't until I got much older and started to study psychotherapy to start to understand our differences and find ways that we can actually start working together and respect each other, despite the fact that we might have different values and different needs. And one part of my work and working with clients is I actually delve into what people need from their relationships. And there's different models that we have available to us. My preference is William Glasser's choice theory, and within that he has five very specific needs defined. The first one is security, and I suppose if you were brought up in an environment where maybe there was fear and worries and anxieties around money or health or relationships or any other problem like that, that will determine how you feel around the rest of life. If you feel like life is a safe place and that things will work out okay, or maybe they won't work okay if you're exposed to that. We all worry, we're all predisposed to worry, but some people can control that habit a lot better if they're brought up in an environment where they're being given that peace of mind from their parents or someone who's in a senior role to them. But again, if you're brought up in an environment where there was nothing but worries, that habit stays with you. And then growing up, you will need peace of mind. Maybe you'll spend your life chasing after peace of mind, or you have that type of mind that's constantly trying to find problems. I had that type of mind for a long time. So security was a very strong need inside me for years. Less now because I managed to control my own worries. The second need is fun. And again, if you're brought up in an environment where maybe there was messing, there was just playing, you had a big family, then that becomes an important need for you. But also as well, if you're brought up in an environment where maybe there was a lot of stress and you withdrew into your imagination and playing with toys, again, fun may be an important defense mechanism for you to avoid the seriousness of what was happening growing up. The only problem then later on is that there is difficult situations in life and we need to be able to tackle them. But if you're someone who avoids them all the time, it creates friction and conflict in relationships. The third need is freedom, and we need to have a sense that we can go where we want to go and make the right decisions for us in our life. But maybe growing up, maybe you're held back by your parents, especially if they needed security and they were warriors, they may have controlled you just to give themselves peace of mind. But it could be later on, you could have ended up in relationships with people who were controlling and they held you back, and then freedom becomes a very strong need inside you now. And some of the traits of people who value freedom is that they work a lot of hours because they're always working to create that sense of freedom. Maybe it's for money, maybe it's just that freedom to express themselves. Also, with people who value freedom, they can be threatened by people as well if they're afraid that someone will take that freedom away. So again, if you're in a relationship with someone who values security and they become a little bit controlling because they need that peace of mind, the person who values freedom becomes frustrated then because there's that clash of conflicts and values there. The fourth need is love. And we all need love. We all need to be validated and respected. But how our relationship with love is determined by our upbringing. And if you're brought up in an environment where look, there was a deficit of love, maybe you had to change who you were, you had to be quiet, you had to withdraw, you had to be not a nuisance, and you learn messages around love that I only get love under certain conditions. In other cases, you could have been brought up in a loving family, but maybe you were in a relationship with someone who was disrespectful, or maybe they're unfaithful to you. And again, that damages their own self esteem and self worth. Then later on, people change who they are to get that love met. They become this extra nice person. And that's not really who they are. They become agreeable. They become someone who's a people pleaser. They start taking on responsibilities that don't belong to them. But again, if you're someone who really values love, but you're in a relationship with someone who values freedom, you may be, if you need love, you may need attention, you may need affection for them, but they're away working all the time or living their life or doing whatever they feel like doing. There's a conflict there. And then the last need is power. And again, we all need to feel like we're empowered. We have some measure of control over our life. And there's healthy ways of getting our power needs met. It could be through working hard. Some people use it towards becoming a great parent. Some people develop hobbies, maybe strength training, martial arts, sport, anything that they feel empowered, they feel like they can achieve well. Unfortunately, there's unhealthy ways of getting our power needs met as well. And most often it's through controlling other people, maybe delegating work and passing responsibility onto other people. And again, massive conflict there as well. So you can see how often if my needs different from anyone else in my life and needs are particularly strong in me, there will be that conflict, there will be disagreements. The only way to resolve them is first understand what you need, and then understand the people who are in your life, whether it's your partner, your friends, your family. Understand their needs, and that comes from understanding their background, their upbringing, and all the different experiences that they've dealt with in their life. And only together you can start to understand each other and start to respect your differences. And it's not about changing other people; it's about respecting each other and meeting each other in the middle, valuing the fact that this person has this need, I need that, and then communicating that in a healthy way that might bring people together. Now, if you want a little bit more detailed about resolving conflict and strengthening your relationship, there's a link to a free webinar down below. If you sign up, you get immediate access to the webinar. And it goes into detail about the type of mistakes that I see in relationships and the most common problems. And I think the number one problem I see is that people feel like they're not being heard. And again, we can all understand that there's times in our life when people don't listen to us, and maybe it could be our communication style, or maybe that person doesn't have a good enough reason. And again, it's up to our job to give them healthy motivations. But I also provide tools, real practical tools, to help us build a stronger foundation in a relationship, so you can actually work together and actively strengthen the relationship and build it so you're creating a much healthier environment where your love can flourish and all your needs can flourish and there's less conflict. So check out the link below, sign up, you'll get immediate access to the video. You'll also get the video emailed to you after that as well, so you can watch it at another time. You don't have to watch it today. So that's it, guys. Thanks a minute for watching. Please feel free to share this video. It may help someone that you know. And comment down below as well if you have any questions. I'm always available for questions. My email address is carl@toxicescape.com. That's it, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.